So active noise canceling headphones like the Bose QC35s and the QC25s before them have basically been running the game when it comes to Bluetooth headphones. Even Sony's now in the mix with their own line of great ANC wireless headphones. But there's one company that's mysteriously absent from this conversation: Beats by Dre. At least until now. The company now has the Studio3 Wireless headphones with active noise canceling. But are they better than their competitors, and should you spend your money to get them? Let's find out. So I have a lot of negative things to say about these headphones. So let's start off with the positives. I like the colors. All jokes aside, Beats really do have a wide variety of colors, but something that I do actually like is the soft matte plastic that these are made out of and the way they feel in the hand. They're not as fingerprint prone as you might expect. The plush ear cups are also really comfortable, and I was able to wear these for quite some time without my ears hurting. It does get a little hot after a while, but that's to be expected. Another nice aspect of these headphones is how compact they get when you fold them, crucial for travel. I just wish that the ear cups would rotate 90 degrees out so that when you're wearing them around your neck, they don't feel awkward and weird. The adjustable band and hinges are the only visible part of the headphones made of metal, but I can't speak to their longevity as I've only had them for a few weeks, but so far, no problems. So if you're wondering why I don't like these, now's a good time to pay attention, because even though I do really like the plush ear cups and they feel great on my ears, whatever plastic they use on the bottom of the headband here is really grippy and always pulls my hair. Not in a way that's really painful or anything, but it's just super annoying. Like when I take these off, my head is relieved, which shouldn't be the case with headphones. The button on the left ear cup is painfully and unapologetically plastic and sounds like a cheap piece of plastic every time you click the button, reminding you just how cheap and plasticky that button is. On top of that, the plastic construction does not inspire confidence at all. Now, to be fair, something like the QC35 headphones are also made entirely of plastic, but they're also super flexible, like really flexible. The Studio3 Wireless feel significantly more stiff, and although I twisted and turned them a little bit during testing, you could feel the headphones straining against the pressure, which is kind of problematic if you're going to be tossing these into the bottom of a backpack. Luckily, they do come with a hard shell carrying case that I would recommend you using if you decide to pick these up. Now they do have a few different buttons, but despite the symmetrical look of these headphones, all of the buttons that you need are on the left side, save for the power button, which is down here on the right side, but that's it. So on the bottom of the left ear cup is a 3.5mm input so you can plug in the included audio cable, which, before you ask, no, it doesn't end in a lightning connector, and no, it doesn't come with a dongle, because reasons. Clicking the B logo on the left ear cup once will pause or play the music, twice will skip to the next song, and 3 times will return to a previous song. You can also hold down the button to access Siri or Google Assistant, and there's also volume controls above and below that button. Moving over to the right ear cup, you'll find that it looks exactly the same, but does absolutely nothing. It's just a logo. Then at the very bottom is a micro USB port for charging, which isn't USB Type-C because reasons. Now on the bright side, these do have Class 1 Bluetooth and Apple's very own W1 chip. So connecting to your source device is a breeze, and if you're in the Apple ecosystem, you'll automatically be able to use them with all of your iCloud devices without needing to repair to each one, which is still pretty useful. If you're on Android, you'll have to pair the good old-fashioned way by opening up your Bluetooth settings, but even that was pretty seamless. Surprisingly, the connection was pretty strong regardless of which operating system you used. Now, I'm pretty sure these are supposed to be better with iOS devices because of the W1 chip, but half of my testing was done on the Pixel 2 XL and I had no problems at all. Now, I'm sure I'm not alone in saying that I watch a lot of YouTube, and chances are at least 80% of you are watching this on YouTube right now, maybe more. Well, good news, the Studio3 Wireless have no delay on both iOS and Android when watching videos. I guess this sucks if you're a huge fan of old Kung Fu movies, but this is good news for the rest of us. Now these are active noise canceling, which is kind of the point of getting these headphones. You can turn the ANC on or off by entering Bluetooth settings if you have an iOS device. On Android, you don't have this option, but you do have the option to turn on or off AAC. This forces the headphones to revert back down to the SBC codec, though I'm not sure why you'd want to do that because it's lesser sound quality. The headphones by default always have the active noise canceling turned on, so it's good to know how to turn them off if you want to get the most out of your battery life. So Beats claims a battery life of 22 hours of constant playback with active noise canceling turned on, and about 40 hours with active noise canceling turned off. For reference, the Bose QC35s promise about 20 hours of constant playback. In our testing here, we got 10 hours and 12 minutes with 100% volume on the first run. They also have a quick charging feature which gives you about 3 hours of playback for only 15 minutes on the charger, which is really useful. Okay, now let's talk sound, because when it comes to headphones that I'm going to be using for hours at a time on plane rides or commutes, I really want 3 things. 1, comfort. which I already spoke about. 2, battery life, which these are actually pretty good. And 3, sound quality. If I'm taking a 20-hour plane ride, chances are I'm gonna be spending a lot of that time staring out the window listening to my favorite Bon Iver song, like we all do. And at that point, I wanna really be able to listen to my favorite songs. I want good sound. I don't want whatever these are. Now, I'm sure I don't have to tell you that the Studio 3 Wireless headphones are bass heavy. The lower frequencies are heavily emphasized, to the detriment of basically everything else. The one example I could point to which demonstrates this perfectly is the song Never Look Back by Slow Club, which starts off with some slow finger snaps that get overtaken significantly when the bass line comes in. That really shouldn't happen. The vocals that come in and out at about the same time also don't benefit from the bump in bass. Besides just an overall lack of clarity in the vocals, the underlying melody is given way more presence than it should have. So if you listen to the song, this will be easier to understand, but around 8 seconds into the song, the main melody comes in. With these headphones, that secondary melody is more or less equal in output to the main melody. The highs are just as bad and feel more like an afterthought. The riding cymbals during the chorus of the song Cruel World by Dent May are supposed to be rhythmic in the way that they overlap each other, but they end up sounding instead like short hi-hats. Now, I don't really consider myself a Beats hater, I really enjoyed using the Powerbeats 3s, because it felt like there was some thought put into their form and function. As expensive as they were gym headphones, and when I took them to the gym, I had a good experience, so to me that's a good product. It doesn't feel that way with the Studio 3 Wireless. This feels like they kind of just haphazardly threw something together in the hopes of getting some of the market that's currently being ravaged by Bose and Sony. They offer sound significantly worse than both the Bose QC35s and the Sony WH-1000X Mark IIs. The build feels like it would snap if you push them too hard, and on top of that, the active noise canceling is decent, but it's not up to par with what Bose and Sony are doing right now. Now, I'm usually a little more lenient with Beats products, to be honest, because I know they're gonna sell anyway. But the Studio 3 Wireless headphones are just bad. For a pair of headphones named Studio, I can't think of a worse sound signature to use in the studio. Just save your $350. You don't need these. And that should do it for our review of the Beats Studio 3 Wireless. Thanks for watching. You know what to do at this point. If you liked what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and sign up to our newsletter so you can stay up to date with all the newest reviews and audio news here at SoundGuys. If you want to know more about these headphones or any of the other products we review, make sure to check out SoundGuys.com. And also follow us on socials. We got the Instagrams down there and the Twitters down there in the description. I'm Adam Molina. Thanks for watching.